Hi, I'm Nick Pittom. I'm one of the co-founders of Psytec Games, maker of Windlands 2.
And Windlands 2 was just announced today at Oculus Connect 4, right?
Yes, we've just announced the game. We've been working on it for about a year, and we've still got a little way to go, but we're hoping to release sometime in 2018.
I think one of the big things from the first game to this is that you're introducing co-op. So how many people are going to be able to play at once?
Yeah, so co-op's a big thing we're adding. We're really excited about it. I think when we first started talking about it, it was quite an intimidating thing, the idea of adding players in. But yeah, now we've got up to 4 people swinging around the world together, taking on the story and destroying robots with bows and arrows. And it's really, I think we all immediately felt, wow, this is like a nice, compelling thing to do. And it's fun. It's fun to swing around the world and see other people.
And what are some of the things that you learned while developing Windlands 1 that you guys were able to iterate upon for Windlands 2?
I mean, certainly the fundamental swinging mechanic and all those VR things, the comfort levels. Those are all things that we've taken forward. But I think, going into the new game, we mainly wanted to expand into new areas, try new things, and that included the multiplayer. But also, we've got NPCs now and we've got story. That's another thing we wanted to really push, and then also the fighting. The actual mechanics. We use a bow and arrow to shoot big robots, and in a very Shadow of the Colossus inspired sort of way.
Yeah, and I think one of the demo that I just tried out today that was kind of surprising was you start out on a moving ship. I don't recall many moving platforms in the previous game where you're actually physically moving while standing still.
I mean, this is a cinematic moment at the start when you're arriving at the island. And I think we want to add in a few of these sort of cinematic and immersive moments. There was these moments in the first game where these big robots sort of came over the top, and we all thought that's cool, and people responded well to them. So we wanted to add to that. As far as the rest of the game goes, I'm not sure we're going to have lots of floating or moving platforms. But yeah, I mean, in terms of that sort of visual approach, we're hoping to do a lot of that.
And the Windlands 1, when you guys launched, touch controllers didn't even exist. So you talk about, were you able to just build this from the ground up for touch controls, revive controls, etc.? Yeah,
I mean, the original game was, it was not built with touch controllers, but it just so happened once we had motion controllers, it worked pretty much straight away. You just added them onto the actual controllers, and it was great. There's been a lot of, iteration in terms of what button does what and the exact mechanics, and that's just you play it, you play test, you refine it, and you make it better as you go. We certainly didn't have to go from scratch for Windlands 2. There was a lot in the first game that worked really well, and we sort of carried forward.
It's not just an action game, it's kind of a platformer. Can you talk about some of the games that growing up you played that kind of influenced your design decisions for this game?
The actual navigating of the world, the actual exploration, and those gameplay mechanics are definitely kind of fundamental, because the actual exploring and the way you move around the world almost becomes a puzzle in and of itself. Which direction do I go? In terms of inspiration, we've had so many. I mean, you could take such diverse things as like Zelda, for its for the approach to certain aesthetic or even open world elements. And you could obviously look at something like Portal for some of the more movement and sort of physical-based, environmental things. But in the end, I think it's probably the core to that original thing was probably like just that feeling of freedom to sort of swing around like Spider-Man or something, that kind of thing. Certainly since then, though, there's inspiration from all kinds of games across the entirety. Things that we really love and we want to sort of see more of in the game.
Sure. Sure. And can you talk a little bit about multiplayer? Is there going to be PvP? Are you guys thinking about that in the future? Or how do you plan to evolve the game further from... This is an alpha build, right?
Yes, it's an alpha build at the moment, and we've just introduced co-op multiplayer, and that's the entire game. You can play the entire game together. Obviously, being multiplayer, the fundamentals are there, that we could add all kinds of different multiplayer game modes. We're not adding any just yet. We're not confirming any, but we're certainly very eager to explore what options are available to us. We'd definitely like to bring some to the game as soon as possible.
Awesome. And where can we find out more about your studio and your game?
So yeah, Psytec Games. We've got Psytec Games website, but to find out more about Windlands, go to windlands.com. And we've got obviously all the usual trailers and information and frequently asked questions and everything like that you could possibly hope for. You should do it for Shack News.